Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today? As we'll be, I'll stick by my word, we'll talk about the shooting stars. Because I was going to talk about it yesterday, but I didn't. I'm recording late today. I will say it's been so unbelievably hot today. I hope it's the last day of a heat wave. Let me look up the UK weather right now. Because I am boiling. Because right now it's 22 degrees, doesn't feel like 22 degrees. Okay, tomorrow's much milder, which is thankfully okay. We actually had a UK national warning go off on our phones, but good evening everyone, I'm here with a late night broadcast. Hope we can make it through this. Right now in Fawnhallow it's 1:14 AM on what should be Friday, August 14th, 2026. Because it was so hot, which it's happened only a couple of times, but basically just like everyone's phones go off at the same time, and it's basically just a warning from the government being like, don't do anything which could potentially set off a fire because it's high risk of wildfires. So yeah. I forgot what I was going to say, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to focus on that. Any gacha updates? I played through the start of Genshin now, so I've actually unlocked all the stuff to spend my resin in Snare. It feels like a completely different game, that I will say. But anyway, that was neither here nor there. We're going to talk about... I forget how you pronounce it. I looked it up. I think it's Pleiades. No, hold on. Pleiades? Pleiades sounds right in my head. Let's see.
Pleiades.
Pleiades, yeah. The Pleiades star cluster of asterism? I don't know what it is, apparently, containing young B stars of the northwest constellation of Taurus. I don't know. But basically, there's a meteor shower, which goes on actually for most of summer, apparently. But the peak day of it was Wednesday night, which was the 12th of August, around midnight, which was the same day that the UK had an eclipse. And so my friends were just like, hey, let's have a meteor shower watching party. And I was like, that sounds like a sick idea, let's do that. So me and another friend, we went up and we visited, and we arrived around the time of the eclipse, like a little bit after it happened. So we did manage to see it, but not fully. And then we basically set everything up. We had like a nice barbecue, but like with the actual meteor showering itself, we had some camping beds, which we sort of like laid on and had duvets. We were basically staring up at night sky. I would say basically a very, very clear night sky. Can I say it? Like, we were very lucky. There was not a single cloud in the sky. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. And I was going to say the sky was a beautiful hue, can I say, of like some sort of blue turning into a teal. It's got to be edges, and there were like hints of like red and stuff in there as well. It was honestly gorgeous. We've got absolutely gorgeous colour, darling. But yeah, unfortunately it's not really something which you can have very easy photos of, I would say. But my friend did take a couple of time-lapse sort of things, and I can't really say it because there's not really much else you do, I suppose, on meteor watching party, except for you just stare at the sky and you just watch meteors come in. And you might be like, how easy was it to see the meteors? It was extremely easy. Like, I've done meteor watching once before when I was much younger, kind of very informally. I remember it was, as I was like a child and in a bedroom, like staring up over the night sky with my sister, and we saw like maybe 3 meteor showers, not meteor showers, like meteors, that day, which was, I actually still hold it as a very fond memory. So this is also one I'm sure I'll hold as a very fond memory as well. 1, I didn't expect to see so many meteors, and 2, I didn't expect to see them so brightly. Like, I don't know how else I can describe it to you, except what it looks like literally just in like half a second, a giant white light is like traced across the sky, and it appears and it goes. Like, it's so bright. So it's not like they illuminate the whole sky or anything, but they're so visible. But because it's like the entire sky, there's loads of different angles as well, and everyone saw every single one. But it was really, really like pretty. Like, I think the night sky is absolutely gorgeous. And I think having meteor showers in those is like a amazing phenomenon, which most people don't often get to experience, especially because if you live in a city, the light pollution is so bad that you can't actually see the stars in the sky very well. Luckily, we could where we were, And being able to see the sort of the stars streak across the sky was, I don't know, it was quite magical. We also saw a lot of like airplanes, I suppose, as well. And that I think also gave me a sort of element of wonder, where I was just like, oh, you know, thinking like, I always think about, not about BYOB song, but airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars, but it, in essence, like knowing that airplanes carrying like loads of people from one destination to another, everyone's got their own journey or travel that they're going on. You know, some people are going on holiday, some people are returning home, some people are going on a trip of their lifetime, and some people maybe are having the worst day of their life. There's so many stories just contained within that one plane, one trip, that one journey, that I can't help but I suppose feel a bit like of a wonder of humanity itself, seeing the planes across the sky. Now, of course, I suppose when you're specifically looking for meteor showers, I can understand the frustration of them being there, but I don't know, I think they're sort of many parts of a whole of knowing how we as humans exist in this world. But I think meteor showers is also like a, oh, hold on, there's another ex-Fawnhallow resident right here. This is Caesar, right? There's a certain beauty, I suppose, in watching the night sky and shooting stars, which is often reflected in like media, right? As like a, oh, this is like a really meaningful moment of like reflection between characters or something. Like I think of, I don't know, Night Wars, I guess, is the one I can think of most predominantly. But I don't even think I'm watching shooting stars, I think I'm just looking at the night sky. And it's just like, it's a really magical feeling, because I think it's a very sort of like return to nature sort of moment, but also on sort of like such a grand cosmic scale, which is almost incomprehensible, I suppose, for us humans here down on Earth. That there's something special, I think, to that, you know? Sorry, it's very hot right now, and I have a little bit of a stomachache right now. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's not too bad. Probably because of the heat, I think. But yeah, but watching the meteors fly by, I think there's a certain special sort of beauty to it. Did I make a wish? I made a couple of wishes, of course. Wishes that will stay in my heart. Because I don't know. I guess because when I was younger, being hearing that, telling other people your wishes makes them not come true, I suppose somehow ingrained itself in me. But we had a really lovely barbecue. We had a lot of star-shaped things. We had some like star-shaped tortilla chips. Well, I didn't, because they had gluten in, but we had some star-shaped like potatoes with like a burger with like star-shaped like cheese on it. I'm trying to think what else. We had like star-shaped candy, star-shaped ice cubes, or like a punch, which had like a sort of cosmic effect going on. And yeah. We made s'mores as well. That wasn't star-shaped, but that was s'mores we actually had the next day. And actually, well, I'll be really honest, and after eating the s'more for breakfast, I felt like actually nauseous a little bit. Because I was like, this is too sickly sweet, I think, to start off my day with. Which is very ironic, because I used to have like muffins and hot chocolate as my breakfast as a child, which is, you know, insane to think about. But anyway, yeah, genuinely like really lovely star theming. Oh yeah, like my friends, they put up like some amazing like star, like spacey decorations. We had like the planets of the solar system. We had like these starlights about the place and star decorations. We bought some like star sunglasses like things, which we put on. I was going to wear a much more starry outfit, so I had like a starry dress thing, but it's not something you wear in summer really, because it's made out of like a very scratchy polyester, so you're meant to wear like something underneath like a dress, but it's so hot in the summer that I was like, I'm not going to wear like a full on dress underneath that, so I put it on and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so scratchy, I cannot wear this for an entire day. So I instead wore something which kind of looked a bit moonish instead. But yeah, it was very, very pretty. Like, but there's nothing that I can say which I think would adequately describe, I suppose, the experience of watching the shooting stars. So if you ever get the opportunity, you absolutely should. Of like staring up at the night sky and just looking at shooting stars go by. It's a very nice sort of like relaxing thing to do. It's probably what I'd say. And yeah, like we saw about 20 shooting stars, we were guessing. Which was an incredible amount. A lot of them were like really bright and vibrant. You just like randomly see them. You're literally just like aimlessly staying up sky and like, whoa, there's one. And we saw some like really big, some really bright ones, and some very weird ones as well, to be honest. There's one like very slow moving one, which like had a very, very short trail. Or there's one I saw which had like a very orangey red sort of coloration to it. And we were talking about it as well because my friend, I think like last year or something, saw one which had like a yellow colour. And of course, if you don't know, like different chemicals when they burn in a flame can cause different lights. It's something actually like is often taught in GCSE chemistry, which is why I have the knowledge of it and why I remember it. Like barium being apple green, lithium being crimson. Now knowing that strontium is also red, but strontium seems like a weird element to find in meteorite. Magnesium, of course, being that sort of bright white, which I assume is what most of them are, not sure. Sodium. So, okay, I remember we had this conversation about they said like sodium might have been the orange ones or something, but in my mind, for some reason, I remember sodium is yellow and iron is the orange one. Well, I don't actually know which way around it is. Let's see. Chemical flame colours. I think cobalt is blue. I don't remember why I remember what it is, but I do. Sodium is yellow. Yeah, iron is yellowy orange. Calcium, that's already orange. But yeah, potassium is purple. Oh, copper. Of course, copper is a teal. I don't know what colour cobalt was. Let's see. Cobalt flame colour. I thought it was blue, but I don't actually know. Because you don't really do it for cobalt. It looks like cesium being lilac. Selenium. But anyway, it's like the concept of what like fireworks are made out of. I'm not sure if they still do, to be honest, but I think they do. It's about these are the chemicals in them. And that's how a lot of fireworks get their colours, and that's what I remember from chemistry at least. And it's actually, I will say, very much one of the cooler chemistry practical like demonstrations. But yeah, like I'm almost certain I talked about, like, oh, okay, I will say it wasn't like a full meteor shower, like it wasn't like it is in Animal Crossing. We might see like 6 of them all at once across the sky, but it is, I think it would probably surprise, if you've never seen it shooting star before, I think it would surprise you genuinely how bright it is in the sky, like how visible it is. And you might be like, what are meteors? Well, from what I recall, I think it's meteors basically being fragments of space something burning up in the atmosphere. And yeah, because it falls through the atmosphere at such a high heat, and then there's like friction or something against the earth, causes it to ignite, something like that. I don't know. You know what? I can get a Wikipedia page open, why not? Well, I've got Pleiades. Meteor. Shooting star. I don't know. I don't know why it's got the Pleiades meteor shower necessarily, but Pleiades meteor shower. Especially a Pleiades doesn't seem to be a meteor shower, it seems to be a star cluster. I guess it's the area you see it in. Associated with the Pleiades star cluster. Occurring typically in late November. What? Hold on. UK meteor shower. Oh, it's a Perseid meteor shower. Wait, I thought it was Pleiades this entire time. Isn't that what our group? That's Perseid. That's got it completely wrong. Why do I think it was Pleiades? I have no idea. I must have saw Perseid and just went, oh, Pleiades. Is this how you say it? Perseid? Perseid. Wow, I actually can't believe that's highly embarrassing. Well, it's not actually that embarrassing, I'll be real, but... Okay, Cambridge Dictionary, how do you say it?
Perseids.
Yeah, Perseids. That makes way more sense, because I was like, looking at the Wikipedia article, I was like, how on earth does this make... Why would it be called Pleiades? Perseid. Prolific meteor shower. With swift tuttle. In general direction of constellation of Perseids. This is the thing, I should really learn about constellations of the star sky. I feel like I genuinely appreciate it, like, a lot. And I don't know why I don't. Peak times. July 17th to August 29th. Yeah, so you could still go watch it if you wanted. I'm just reading about all of this. Xenophil hourly rate. 100 an hour. Is that average? No. Number of meters, a single observer would see an hour of peak activity if a radiant was at zenith. Assuming perfect seeing conditions. Oh, interesting. Well, we didn't see 100. I think we were out for about 2 hours seeing 50, so we had a rate about 10. Still pretty good. It's reading all of this stuff. So all emanates from Perseid. Andromeda, Cassiopeia, Pegasus, String. Yeah, I don't know. I should really learn about constellations or something at some point. Like I actually kind of forgot about. I used to very much like space when I was younger. Like I used to have like stars, glow in the dark stars on my ceiling, and I'd have like space themed things like decals stuck to my wall. I used to want to be an astronaut. I wonder what happened to that. Oh well. It's very, very pretty. It was just like a really nice vibe. And you know, it's a sort of moment you have where you look at it and you're like, this is what life is for. This is what living is, isn't it? Appreciating these moments. Watching these and just being with friends. Having random conversations. Such as trying to remember a Will Smith movie, which actually turned out to be an Eddie Murphy movie. Stuff like that, you know? And, you know, I hope we can do it again next year. And if we can't, then I'm not mad. Because the moment we had, I think, was equally special. On that note, it's also quite late, so I'm going to round this episode up here. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been dear darling. Likes, comments, discussion, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, I was going to look if we had a star-based. We do have a star-based mission. Bye-bye for now.